Here are 10 ways to stop people from disrespecting you and take control of how you're treated starting today. Ever felt the sting of someone cutting you off mid-sentence or dismissing your opinions like they don't matter? It's frustrating, isn't it? But here's the truth. People will treat you how you allow them to treat you. In the next few minutes, you'll learn the exact strategies to stop disrespect in its tracks and earn the respect you deserve in every area of your life. Here's where it gets interesting. Most people think respect comes naturally or that you have to demand it aggressively. That's a mistake. The real secret? It starts with subtle shifts in how you communicate, how you set boundaries, and even how you carry yourself. One of these tips is so simple yet so powerful that it can transform how people treat you today. But before we dive in, here's what you need to know. These aren't just random ideas. They're proven strategies that work in real life, even for the toughest relationships and situations. If you've been tolerating disrespect for too long or feeling unsure how to address it without creating conflict, this video will show you exactly what to do. Stick with me to the end, and you'll not only have the tools to stop disrespect, but also to command respect naturally. No shouting, no drama, just quiet, undeniable power. Let's dive in. 1. Set clear boundaries. If you don't define your boundaries, someone else will define them for you, and they'll likely put themselves first. Imagine this. You're hosting a party at your house, and a guest starts rummaging through your fridge without asking. Most people would feel uncomfortable, but they wouldn't say anything, thinking, I don't want to make it awkward. But here's the truth. By staying silent, you've silently allowed that behavior. This applies to every area of life. Your time, energy, emotions, and even your dignity. Jordan Peterson would remind us that chaos thrives in the absence of order. Alan Watts might say, it's your failure to set boundaries that invites disrespect because you haven't honored yourself first. Tony Robbins would passionately shout, raise your standards, and they're all right. Think about a time someone ignored your wishes or overstepped your comfort zone. Did you brush it off? Why? Because confrontation felt worse than enduring the disrespect? That's a lie we tell ourselves to avoid temporary discomfort, but it causes lasting damage. Setting boundaries is not about being rude or domineering. It's about clarity. When you respect yourself enough to say, this is what I will not tolerate, you signal to others how to treat you. Be polite but firm. You can say, I appreciate your enthusiasm, but this is my space. Or, I'm happy to help, but I need a heads up next time. Boundaries are your invisible armor, and every time you enforce them, you strengthen them. People might test you at first, but over time they'll recognize that crossing those lines has consequences. It's not selfish to protect your dignity, it's the foundation of mutual respect. And if you don't build that foundation, no one will build it for you. 2. Respect yourself. First. Respect is a mirror. How you see yourself is often how others will see you. Think about it. Would you take advice on fitness from someone who doesn't even work out? Or financial wisdom from someone drowning in debt? The same principle applies to respect. If you don't show yourself respect, why should anyone else? Imagine this. You're running late, and instead of eating something nutritious, you grab a bag of chips. You skip your morning routine because you feel overwhelmed. By the time you face the world, you're frazzled and off balance. This might seem like a small thing, but every neglected action sends a subtle message to your subconscious. I don't value myself enough to prioritize my needs. When you don't value yourself, others pick up on that energy. To earn respect, you must first embody it. This means keeping your promises to yourself, whether it's showing up to the gym, committing to self-care, or even speaking kindly to yourself when you make mistakes. Respect begins in the little decisions, standing tall, looking people in the eye, and speaking with conviction. When you respect yourself, you exude an unspoken confidence that others can't ignore. It's not arrogance, it's self-assurance. You're saying to the world, "I'm worth treating well." This doesn't just change how people treat you, it changes how you handle challenges. You're less likely to accept mistreatment because you know your worth. So, the next time someone interrupts you or dismisses your opinions, ask yourself, have I shown myself enough respect to demand better? It starts with you. When you carry yourself like someone who matters, people can't help but notice, and they'll follow your lead. Respect is contagious, but it has to begin within. 3. Be assertive, not aggressive. There's a fine line between standing up for yourself and bulldozing over others. Assertiveness is the art of speaking your truth with confidence and clarity without resorting to aggression. It's about saying, "I matter, and so do you." But here's the catch. Most people confuse assertiveness with confrontation, and that fear keeps them silent. Picture this. You're in a meeting, and a colleague cuts you off mid-sentence. Your heart races, and you freeze. You think, if I push back, they'll think I'm rude. So you let it slide. But later you replay the moment over and over, frustrated not just with them, but with yourself. The truth is, assertiveness doesn't have to create conflict. Instead of snapping back with, "Can you stop interrupting me?" you could calmly say, "I'd like to finish my point, then I'm happy to hear your thoughts." Notice the difference? The first response fuels tension, the second diffuses it while firmly reclaiming your space. Being assertive is about communicating with calm authority. Use I statements to express how you feel without blaming others. For example, "I feel undervalued when my ideas are overlooked," instead of "you never listen to me." This approach keeps the conversation productive and keeps you in control of your emotions. Remember, assertiveness isn't just about defending yourself. It's about teaching others how to interact with you. When you address disrespect directly and calmly, you're setting a precedent. I won't accept less than respect, but I'll handle it with grace. Practice this skill daily, even in small ways. Say no to commitments you can't handle. Speak up when someone crosses a line. Assertiveness is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes, and the less likely anyone will dare to disrespect you. 4. Don't tolerate disrespect. Respect is not just given, it's maintained through consistent reinforcement of your boundaries. Every time you overlook disrespect, you unintentionally signal that such behavior is acceptable. Think back to moments when someone made a snide remark or belittled your efforts, and you chose to laugh it off or stay silent. Maybe you thought, "It's not worth the fuss," but each instance accumulates, eroding your self-worth and inviting more of the same treatment. Imagine you're a gatekeeper of a castle. If you allow trespassers to enter unchallenged, soon the castle becomes overrun and its value diminishes. Your personal boundaries are much like that castle. By not addressing disrespect, you're leaving the gates wide open. It's essential to address issues as they arise, not with hostility, but with firm clarity. Confrontation doesn't have to be a battle, it can be a dialogue. The next time someone crosses a line, address it promptly. You might say, "I didn't appreciate that comment. Let's keep our interactions respectful." This approach is direct, yet maintains the dignity of both parties. It prevents resentment from building up and promotes healthier communication. Remember, people often test limits, sometimes unconsciously. By standing up the first time disrespect occurs, you set a clear standard. You're teaching others how to treat you. This doesn't just apply to blatant disrespect, but also to subtle behaviors, interruptions, disregard for your time, or dismissive attitudes. It's also crucial to reflect on why you might tolerate disrespect. Are you afraid of conflict? Do you worry about losing relationships? Understand that any relationship requiring you to endure disrespect is not a relationship worth keeping. Prioritizing your self-respect may mean making tough choices about who you allow in your life. Ultimately, refusing to tolerate disrespect is an act of self-love. It's declaring to the world and to yourself that you deserve to be treated with dignity. By holding firm to this standard, you not only uplift yourself, but also encourage others to rise to the occasion. 5. Choose your company wisely. You are the average of the people you spend the most time with, and that includes how much respect you receive. If you're constantly surrounded by people who belittle you, dismiss your ideas, or undermine your confidence, it's time to reevaluate your circle. Think about it. Would you let someone plant weeds in your garden and expect the flowers to thrive? The same goes for your personal relationships. Take a moment to reflect on your interactions. Are there people in your life who make you feel small, unheard, or unimportant? Maybe it's the friend who always interrupts your stories, the coworker who takes credit for your ideas, or even a family member who never acknowledges your efforts. Their behavior isn't just a reflection of them, it's also a reflection of what you've been willing to accept. Surrounding yourself with the right people can transform the way you experience respect. Seek out individuals who uplift you, challenge you constructively, and value your presence. These are the people who will celebrate your wins, stand by you in tough times, and never take advantage of your kindness. This isn't about cutting people off recklessly. It's about making intentional choices. If someone consistently disrespects you, despite your efforts to address it, it might be time to step back or limit your interactions. Protecting your energy isn't selfish. It's necessary. Start small. Spend more time with those who treat you well and less time with those who don't. Build new connections with people who align with your values and appreciate your worth. Over time, you'll notice a shift. When you're surrounded by respect, you'll naturally demand it from everyone else. Choosing your company wisely isn't just about relationships. It's about creating an environment where you can thrive and where respect becomes the standard, not the exception. 6. Improve your communication skills. Respect isn't just about what you expect from others. It's also about how you express yourself. Clear, confident communication is a powerful tool that can either command respect or invite disregard. Think of communication like a bridge. If it's poorly constructed, it collapses under pressure, leaving misunderstanding and disrespect in its wake. But when it's strong and intentional, it connects people with clarity and mutual respect. Picture this. You're in a conversation and someone interrupts you. You feel the frustration rise, but instead of addressing it, you trail off, letting them dominate. Later, you regret not standing your ground. This happens because we're often unprepared to navigate these moments. Strong communication skills change that. Start by speaking with confidence. Confidence doesn't mean shouting or demanding attention. It's about delivering your words with clarity and conviction. Avoid filler words like or maybe, which can undermine your message. For example, instead of saying, "I guess I'd like to share something," say, "I have a point I'd like to make." Simple shifts like this can dramatically alter how others perceive you. Active listening is equally important. When you truly listen, you show respect to others, and they're more likely to reciprocate. Maintain eye contact, nod to show engagement, and respond thoughtfully. This creates a foundation of mutual respect that makes it easier to demand the same. Finally, learn to manage your tone. A calm, steady voice conveys authority and self-assurance. Even when addressing disrespect, avoid raising your voice or sounding defensive. Instead, use assertive but respectful language like, "I'd appreciate it if we could keep this discussion constructive." Mastering communication takes practice, but it's one of the most effective ways to stop people from disrespecting you. When you articulate your thoughts with clarity, confidence, and respect, you'll naturally earn the same in return. 7. Lead by example. Respect is a two-way street, and the best way to teach others how to treat you is to model that behavior yourself. Think of it this way. If you want to be respected, you must first show respect, not just to others, but also in how you carry yourself and interact with the world. People take their cues from you, and your actions set the tone for the relationships around you. Imagine you're at work, and a heated discussion unfolds. Instead of jumping in with accusations or letting frustration dictate your tone, you take a breath, listen actively, and respond thoughtfully. By maintaining composure and respecting everyone involved, you subtly communicate, "This is how I expect to be treated too." When you lead with respect, you're teaching others that you value yourself and those around you. This could mean being punctual to meetings, showing gratitude, or acknowledging others' contributions. These small, consistent acts reinforce the idea that you hold respect as a non-negotiable standard. But here's the twist. Leading by example doesn't mean being a pushover. You can be kind without being weak, respectful without tolerating disrespect. If someone crosses a boundary, address it calmly but firmly. For instance, say, "I appreciate your feedback, but the tone feels dismissive. Let's keep this constructive." By doing so, you demonstrate respect for the conversation while holding others accountable. Respectful leadership inspires others to rise to your level. People are drawn to those who exude calm authority and fairness, and they're more likely to reflect those qualities back. When you embody the respect you expect, it creates a ripple effect. The result? A stronger foundation of mutual respect in every relationship and interaction. Lead by example, and watch how the world starts treating you differently. 8. Build confidence. Confidence is your shield against disrespect. When you truly believe in your worth, others sense it, and they're far less likely to challenge it. Think of someone you admire who carries themselves with unwavering confidence. They don't have to demand respect. It seems to flow to them naturally. Why? Because confidence radiates an unspoken message. I know who I am, and I won't settle for less. Now imagine yourself walking into a room where everyone's attention shifts to you, not because you're loud or flashy, but because of the way you carry yourself. Your posture is upright, your steps are deliberate, and your energy exudes self-assurance. That's the power of confidence. It's not about arrogance, it's about knowing your value and projecting it effortlessly. But here's the thing, confidence isn't something you're born with. It's something you build. Start by keeping promises to yourself, no matter how small. If you say you'll wake up early, follow through. If you commit to learning a new skill, dedicate yourself to it. Each fulfilled promise strengthens your trust in yourself, and that trust is the foundation of confidence. Confidence also grows when you step outside your comfort zone. Every challenge you overcome reinforces the belief that you can handle more. Whether it's speaking up in a meeting, trying a new activity, or asserting yourself in a difficult conversation, these small victories add up. When you're confident, you won't tolerate disrespect because you know you deserve better. If someone challenges your value, you won't crumble, you'll stand firm. Confidence isn't loud, it's steady. It's not about proving others wrong, but about knowing deep down that you're right to demand respect. Build it piece by piece, and you'll find that disrespect doesn't just bounce off your shield, it stops showing up at all. 9. Stand up for yourself. There comes a moment when you need to draw the line, not with anger, but with unwavering resolve. Standing up for yourself isn't about being combative. It's about showing others and yourself that you refuse to accept disrespect. The truth is, the way you respond in those crucial moments defines how people will treat you moving forward. Think about a time when someone spoke to you in a way that made you feel small or dismissed. Maybe you laughed it off or said nothing, thinking, it's not worth the trouble. But afterward, that moment lingered in your mind, replaying like a broken record. That frustration wasn't just about their words, it was about your silence. Standing up for yourself isn't easy, but it's essential. When someone crosses the line, address it directly and calmly. For instance, if a co-worker interrupts you, say, "I wasn't finished speaking. Please let me complete my thought." Or if someone makes a hurtful comment, respond with, "That's not an acceptable way to speak to me." These are simple, powerful phrases that communicate your boundaries without escalating the situation. The key is composure. When you respond calmly, you're in control. People are far less likely to argue with someone who is firm but poised. Overreacting can undermine your message, but steady, respectful confrontation sends a clear signal. I respect myself, and I expect the same from you. Each time you stand up for yourself, you strengthen your confidence and reinforce your boundaries. It's not just about stopping disrespect in the moment. It's about reshaping how people perceive you. Over time, others will learn that you're not someone to be taken lightly, and you'll feel the quiet power of knowing you've reclaimed your dignity. 10. Walk away when needed. Sometimes the most powerful statement you can make is to remove yourself from a situation or relationship where disrespect persists. Walking away doesn't mean you've given up. It means you've chosen yourself. It's a declaration that your peace, dignity, and self-worth are non-negotiable. Imagine this. You've repeatedly asked someone to respect your boundaries, but they ignore you every time. You've tried to address the issue calmly, stood up for yourself, and given them opportunities to change. Yet, the disrespect continues. At some point, you have to ask yourself, what am I holding on to, and at what cost? Walking away isn't always easy, especially if it's a close friend, a partner, or even a long-time colleague. There's an emotional attachment, a history that makes letting go feel painful. But staying in a toxic situation is like clinging to a rope that's burning your hands. The longer you hold on, the more damage it does. When you walk away, you're reclaiming your power. It's a reminder to yourself and to others that you will not tolerate being treated poorly. This doesn't always mean cutting someone out completely. It could mean taking a step back, creating distance, or limiting your interactions to maintain your emotional health. In the end, walking away is an act of self-respect. It's not about punishing the other person. It's about protecting your own well-being. People who truly value you will notice and may even adjust their behavior. And for those who don't, let them go. Life is too short to invest in relationships or situations that drain you. By walking away when needed, you open the door for healthier, more respectful connections to enter your life. Remember, choosing yourself is never the wrong choice. Respect starts with you, and today you've learned 10 powerful ways to stop people from disrespecting you and create the boundaries you deserve, whether it's setting clear limits, standing up for yourself, or walking away when necessary. Each strategy is a step toward building the respect and confidence that will transform your life. Now it's your turn. Which of these strategies resonated with you the most? Have you ever faced a situation where you had to demand respect? I'd love to hear your thoughts and takeaways. Share them in the comments below. Let's start a conversation that inspires everyone in our community to live with dignity and strength. If you found this video valuable, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for more life-changing advice, and share this video with someone who could use these tips today. Your support helps us continue creating content that empowers and uplifts. Thank you for watching, and remember, respect yourself and the world will follow. See you in the next video.